Hello, welcome back to Introduction to Engineering Design. This is Activity 5.2, Introduction to CAD Modeling Skills. You'll find the activity loaded to Canvas under Module 5.2b. In this activity, we're going to be doing some more sophisticated modeling in SOLIDWORKS, and I highly recommend that you take about 10 minutes and you read through the instructions for the particular portion of the activity thoroughly so you become familiar with them and then start doing the actual instructions. So we're going to use a set of dimension drawings to help us build this. We're going to start out by building the Automoblox body. I'm going to be looking on some sketch tools, some fillets, and adding some text. And I'm going to show you that today and how to emboss that text. So let's get started. It gives you some graphical instructions, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the depiction in SOLIDWORKS. So we'll start out with a new sketch. And let's start out right away with, let's just start out with a sketch in the front plane. Now this sketch we're going to be drawing is this body from the Automoblox drawings. So you can see that it's about 3.17 inches long, about 3.17 inches square. So we're going to start out and we're going to utilize sketching a rectangle. And I'm going to use a center rectangle, and I'm going to start it at the origin, and that'll come in handy later on. So I chose my center rectangle, put it at the origin, sketched it out. I have to go ahead and dimension it, 3.17 by 3.17. I'm dealing in inches. Oh, my apologies. I'm actually 1.53 tall. So now what we have is we have our dimensions as shown where my cursor is located. Those are probably a little hard to see. They'll look clearer on your screen. Let's go ahead and extrude that out to 3.17. So we're going to exit the sketch. It's fully defined. And we're going to do feature, extrude it. And I'd like you to do a mid-plane extrusion. We want a mid-plane extrusion, and we want to extrude that 3.17 inches. Accept it. And now we have our basic body. At this point, the next step in our instructions here are to apply the indicated fillet on the edges. So what we're talking about is this edge fillet. Those appear to be 0.30 inches. Choose my fillet tool, set the radius to 0.3, and go about clicking my edges. I can roll my model, and if I happen to click an edge that I don't want, such as this one, I just click it again, and I can deselect, or what I can do is come over here and actually right-click, delete the selections. So I'll get rid of a few selections there, and actually I want that one right there. So now I've applied a fillet around all edges, except my fillet, and I've shaped my body. Now what we're going to do is extrude this edge along the cut, or this cut, extrude cut this edge along the length of the body, which is 0.06 by 0.06 and 0.3 inches down. To do that, I'll use extruded cut. I'll choose the front face. Again, we'll just drop in a rectangle. Accept it. And dimension 0.3, 0.06, 0.06. Let me zoom in on that so you can see it. Now you can see one of the things that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to relocate this edge or this center rectangle. So let me do this. Get out of my dimensioning tool, and you'll see that I've got a coincident marker right there. This coincident marker places it on the line. I don't want that, so as we learned in our last module, I can go ahead and delete that mark, and now I can move this. What I really want is I want this line to be coincident with the edge. And I'll choose that, make it collinear. And go ahead and exit my sketch. It assumes a blind of 3.17, but I want to go through all. Accept it, and I'll do the same sketch on the other side. I could mirror it, but we'll a little bit of an advanced technique for right now. So we'll do the extruded cut, other side. Same basic layout. And dimension it quickly. Collinear. Oops, wrong one. I don't want that edge, I want this edge. Again, got that one wrong here. Delete that relationship. And that relationship. Add a relation. There we go. Exit my sketch and do my extrusion through all. So now you'll see the picture that I have. I've got fairly close to my cut of my model. And we're going to go to the top of the model and do another cut. This cut is going to be 1.07 deep, and it appears to be 1.98 wide. So I'll start with a center rectangle, put it about in the middle, and you'll notice that if I do this, I can actually place this dead in the middle using the reference of my origin, if I so choose. But I'll just go ahead and leave it float a little bit off here. So we're going to make this a width 1.98. Make it a height of 1.59. And I'm going to locate it approximately 0.30 up from the bottom edge. Oop, I'm sorry, that's not 0.30. That is 0.82. And 0.50 in from the edge. Sorry, that is 0.60. And it is about centered. Fully dimensioned and fully defined. Exit my sketch, and the depth that I want is 1.07 inches, blind from the top. I'm going to apply an inside edge fillet of 0.2. And 0.2. and 0.2, and finally 0.2. Set my fillet, and now I've got my interior cut out. All right, that's the basics of the body. We'll start out and we'll cut the edges here in just a moment. Thanks.